Okay, so our next review is on our cruise through the Panama Canal.
On the Disney Wonder.
So we're going to obviously have another one for the Disney Wonder about the ships, but first we're going to start off with just overall what we did for the Panama Canal cruise and our experiences with it.
So some of the ports that we stopped at for the Panama Canal, we actually started in Miami, and we went to Cozumel, Mexico, Cartagena, Colombia, through the Panama Canal. We didn't end up going to Puerto Vallarta because of some of the riots and stuff that were happening there. The cruise ship did not stop there. It was on our itinerary. And then we stopped in Cabo St. Lucas and ended up in San Diego, California.
We're going to start off with day number one. We were in Orlando the night prior. We had a car rental, so what we did it to make the easiest, we've never gone to Miami, which was a whole other experience. It actually was smoother than I thought it would have been. But when we got to Miami, we just parked at the airport and we took a shuttle from there to the cruise ships because we weren't too sure about the area at all. So what happens is you're going to end up going into an area that they pretty much call you with your number based on what time you can board the ship. We were almost in the middle.
Yeah.
The neat thing is when we were boarding, I do have video of it, Minnie Mouse was actually following us onto the ship.
We'll insert a clip here.
But when we got on, they kind of have a sail away party. So they do a countdown, and then of course you hear the thing you only hear on Disney ships. You hear the horn go off, and of course it's a Disney song. Day one, we did leave port a little bit late. I'm not too sure if we were waiting for people. We were supposed to leave around 4:30, but it was a little bit late for that. After we kind of set sail, it was kind of neat because we have never gone to that port. So the neat thing about that one is you're almost going through the middle of the city. So you actually seen cars and buildings on both sides of you. We kind of skipped out on supper the first night because we heard some stories that they usually run out of the souvenirs for the Panama Canal the first night, so we kind of waited in line until the stores open. But the thing is since we were running behind, they couldn't open the stores until we got through international waters.
Day number two is a day at sea.
We actually started going to our supper and lunch rotations through the restaurants, and that's when we met up with our groups there, and we still actually talk to them to this day, 2 years later.
Yeah, we made some really good friendships while we were there, and it's gonna last a lifetime.
It's kind of neat that we're kind of all different directions, so we learned a lot about how they do things in different parts of the country.
You definitely have a lot of time to learn about each other at your dinners, and it makes it fun.
And we did ruin a lot of their beliefs about up here in Canada, that we live in igloos and...
So in case you didn't know, we do not just have booths sitting in our backyard. Yeah. We do not live in igloos.
Majority of us actually live in cities.
Yes.
We don't live in the bushes.
Day number 3 was in Cozumel, Mexico. With this port, it is beautiful. However, if you're not doing a shore excursion and you just kind of... honestly, if I went back there, I would probably do a shore excursion. Another thing about Cozumel, Mexico, again, if you're not doing the shore excursions and you're just planning on going shopping, they do tell you to just stay on the main strip that's by the ocean. It's the safest. Don't try to wander off onto the paths on your own or go down any alleys. It may or may not be safe.
Day number 5, another day at sea. So that's another thing, is with so many days, you do have quite a bit on sea, but they always have a lot of things to do on the boat. This day was the Golden Mickey's. One thing that we learned from our first cruise, we didn't really go to a lot of the shows, but we went to every single show other than I think one on this cruise.
Yeah.
And you don't realize what you're missing till you actually go to them.
Yeah.
Some of them start off kind of meh, but it's just like any other Disney, the attention to detail is really well.
Day 6, Cartagena, Colombia. This was one of the ports that we did not have a shore excursion booked, nor did we plan on getting off the boat. However, it was fantastic, amazing. I would not hesitate to do it again. We were lucky enough to have someone that did speak Spanish which helped immensely. We booked our own private tour. We negotiated. You can negotiate with the taxi drivers there. Make sure you know what you're getting into. Ask a lot of questions. He was amazing. He walked us around. He showed us different places. We're faster than the buses.
And he even took us to Hard Rock and he bought us a drink there. Day number 7 was the Panama Canal. We woke up at 6 a.m. that day, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, and when you think of the canals, I know she didn't really either. When we first heard about it, I never really understood why they're two different oceans, but it's connected all in one body of water, and one's higher than the other, which I don't get that part. But the canal is actually really neat. They explained about the reasons why they were made and what they were used for. At the same time, you can actually see the new locks that they're building, which are open now. The Disney was the first cruise ship with passengers that went through the new set of locks.
Really cool.
That part would have been neat to see, but we've seen everything else there. It wasn't all day. I think we were done around 5 o'clock, just in time for supper.
Leading up to the Panama Canal, every day, I believe one of the captains, goes and talks about the history of the canal all the way up to the day of the locks, which I found really interesting. So very informative if you're interested in the history of it. Awesome.
The other neat thing with those cruise ships, those what she was just talking about with the captain speaking about it, always took place early in the morning, and usually you don't go to bed early. So the neat thing is in the afternoon, if you are in your room, you can actually rewatch it on the TV of everything what happened on those days.
Yeah.
Day number 8, we were at sea again. Day number 9, we were again at sea. This night was a little bit different. Me and Amanda were probably the only ones out of our table that dressed up because everyone thought we were kind of weird. It was Pirates Night. So we knew about this coming into it. What we did was a little different. We did buy an eye patch, earring.
Some earrings.
I know we have some pictures and video of that. That one was when they had fireworks at sea. That was kind of neat.
Disney is the only cruise ship that does fireworks at sea. On day 10 and 11, we were at sea. This was after the locks, after Panama Canal, and heading back up north. Day number 12, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. This was on our itinerary to stop there. However, the day prior to, they did tell us in the navigation and over the PA system that we will not be stopping in Puerto Vallarta, only because there was a lot of riots and stuff. And the big thing with Disney is they want to make sure that we're safe, that everyone on board is safe, and that there isn't any risks. So we did end up skipping that port, unfortunately.
The last port we did was Cabo San Lucas. That one was a little bit different. You couldn't dock at land because it was too rocky. The one neat thing is we never realized till we were getting back on the ship, other cruise lines were using their boats for emergencies to come in and out of port, whereas Disney, that's why you pay a little bit more. We just got off. They had their own boats in and out of ours, or in and out of our ship.
Yeah.
The neat thing is they supplied only the Disney people with water, and if you wanted to cool off, they had wet towels.
Yeah,
whereas you turn to the other side, you see the other cruise passengers sitting there boiling, and we're getting pampered, really.
Yeah, we got, Disney had shelter there, they had water out, they had snacks, and, they're pretty quick. They actually hire a private company to do their tendering for them, so you're really, really well taken care of, compared to some of the other cruise lines where, the people are standing up there waiting for their emergency boat to come back and forth, and they had no shelter, no water, no nothing.
Day 14, another day on the water. I'm not too sure if this was the day we seen turtles and that popping out of the water. Once after we got through the Panama Canal, the water was smooth. You didn't see a wave at all in the water, and you actually seen turtles and everything popping up by the boat. She's saying she's seen dolphins. I didn't see dolphins, but the water, you could not even tell you were on water in the ship. Other than maybe 1 out of the 14 days, we felt some strong waves.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was smooth all the way. And that day we had really rough waves. they did move the boat off course a bit to make it a little bit smoother.
That was right before Columbia.
Yeah. On day 15, we woke up and we were in San Diego.
Yes.
It would have been nicer to spend some time in San Diego, but I think our boat, we had like 4 hours to get to the plane.
It was already a really long vacation for us, to be honest with you. We were out for 3 weeks because we were at 5 days at Disney and then the rest on the boat, so almost 3 weeks.
And 4 time zones?
Yes.
How many stars would you give it out of 5?
I would give the Panama Canal a 5-star. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I feel like it was a trip of a lifetime.
I'd be pretty close, 4.5 to 5. I can't really see what they could have done different. Yes, we didn't go to one of the ports, but at the same point, Disney's looking out
for your best
for
interest.
everyone's best interest and safety-wise, because obviously they want to make sure everyone gets home. I don't really know if there's anything they can really do different.
No.
So that's all we have for the review on the Panama Canal with Disney. The next review we're going to do is...
the 3-day Bahama Bohemian cruise.
Yeah. That one's a lot shorter, but it's a bigger boat. But we're going to do 2 separate ones on our boats for reviews after.
Yes.
Yep.